Good morning, everyone. In life, you have to sacrifice things in order to make room for better things. Examples are you got to sacrifice your late nights by sleeping early in order to wake up early and get things done. You have to sacrifice or stop playing a lot of video games in order to make time to work on making a book, to work on a new skill, to learn a new topic. It could be about astronomy or architecture or whatever. You need to sacrifice things that are not good for you, that you know are not good for you, in order to make room for opportunity, in order to make room for you to be a student, for you to be a learner, for you to progress, for you to get better, for you to improve. But it all comes down to sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice just a tad bit of comfort for uncomfortable stuff. And that's the only way that you're going to get better. That's the only way you're going to level up or grow. Because if you do the same thing every single day for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years, and you're expecting different results, you're not going to get different results. It's going to be the same outcome every single time. But in order for growth, you got to make some changes. And it can be slight changes. For me, for example, I was on vacation for about 6 days. And my sleep cycle was sporadic. I would sleep like 11, 12, and then wake up at like 7, 8, sometimes even 12 in the afternoon. But last night I slept at around 10 and I woke up at around 6. So I got adequate sleep and I feel good. I went for a walk, I got some sunlight in the morning. I feel good. And because of the fact that I feel good, I'm able to make this video, because I'm not going to make this video if I'm feeling tired, if I don't have the energy to do it, or if I feel down, or if I don't like like the slight change that I made, the sacrifice of sleeping early and waking up early has given me this opportunity to make this video, to make time to make this video for you and for myself. Sacrifice is key. And your time is of the essence, man. Like, you really need to prioritize your time, and you need to also look at your life and realize what things are leveling me up and what things are bringing me down. That could be your relationships with people. Sometimes you may have to sacrifice a relationship with a good friend because they're being so toxic. Or you may have to sacrifice or cut off relationships with a coworker or even a family member because they are holding you back from your goals. They may not be helping you to level up. It may even be a distraction to your life. Some people can be a distraction. Sometimes your friends, they can be such a comforting place to go to. You know, you go hang out with them, you chill out, you party or whatever. You may eat out with them a lot. You may go out to restaurants with them all the time, because that's usually what you do when you hang out with friends. You tend to go out and eat something that's quick, right? And easy. You know, you may spend a lot of money as you go out with your friends. You may go bowling, you may go out to other restaurants or, you know, stuff like that. You may play video games with your friends too much. You may go out drinking. You may do other drugs or something like that. But is that really benefiting you? No. So you gotta sacrifice the drugs. You gotta stop doing the drugs. You gotta stop drinking. You gotta stop spending so much money. And you may have to reduce your interaction with these people, with your friends, in order to grow. And this only works if you have an alternative. If you sacrifice all of these things, but you don't have something positive to work on, it's not going to work for too long. If you say to yourself, oh, you know what, I'm going to stop jerking off to pornography. It's you stop for 3, 4, 5 days, but you don't have a place to utilize that energy. That you don't have a substitute for that thing that you sacrificed. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work out for too long. So you need to figure out, what am I gonna do instead of this? You need to have something that replaces the bad habit or whatever you're sacrificing with something good. And that's personal. That everyone is different. Not everyone is the same. Some people may sacrifice McDonald's, going out to eat fast food, for eating at home, for making home cooked meals. You may be saving money in the long run, and your body's gonna thank you. But it's a sacrifice. You may sacrifice your vacation days at work. You know what? I'm gonna take 3 or 4 days off to travel, to rejuvenate the mind, to rejuvenate the soul, to come back to work feeling fresh. That's a sacrifice. But if you're taking those days off and you're just sitting at home doing other bad habits, that's not a very good substitute. So you need to have a plan in place for what you're gonna do that's gonna replace those bad habits. And life is all about sacrifice, man. We're all gonna have to sacrifice things in our life that are that at some point in our life we're gonna have to sacrifice stuff in order to grow, because we can't be held back by chains, mental chains, for forever. At some point, your mind and your soul is gonna tell you that, yo, you need to fight back. You need to do something about your life. You need to get rid of something. It's the same thing with materialistic things as well. If you have a lot of clothes, when you get rid of clothes that you don't wear anymore, that you don't need, or you donate, or you give to your friends or family, you're making room for other clothes that may be more fashionable, that may be more appealing to your body type. You may have room in that closet now for other things because you got rid of those stuff. So sacrifice doesn't have to also be intangible. It can also be tangible too. But in life, we have to make these decisions. We have to. Don't accept everything around you the way it is. Don't accept your life the way it is right now. If you feel like your life is not changing, try sacrificing stuff. Try to stop doing things that you know are bad for you and replace it with something that's better. When you sacrifice, it can sometimes lead to really rewarding things and really fulfilling things, and things that can make you happier. For example, if you're a parent of children and you're constantly working all the time, but now you made a massive decision to quit your job or to work part-time. Yes, the bill you may get, the amount of money you make may get affected, but at least you have more time for your kids now. You're sacrificing work for things that you know are of a priority to you, that are more important. Now you have more time to spend with your kids. Now you feel more fulfilled. Now you feel happier, and that can motivate you. That can really elevate your life. That can really create more purpose. Because in this world, we're not meant to be slaves to corporations and institutions forever. We're not meant to be slaves for life, mental slaves to the outside world. We're not meant to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Our body needs change once in a while. Our mind and body, we need to do different new things in order to update ourselves, in order to get rid of what's not working and to make room for things that will work. So please, guys, figure out what is it that you need to sacrifice in your life. And I promise you, life will get better. Thank you for watching. See you next time.